There are many treasures to be found in the mountains, forests, and river valleys of the wild West Coast. Experienced, fit and well-prepared mountain bikers can explore this impressive landscape by riding a long-forgotten goldminers road for a multi-day adventure through true New Zealand wilderness. Jump on your bike and become a modern-day explorer by tackling the longest single-track backcountry ride in Aotearoa, the Old Ghost Road. The Old Ghost Road is a Grade 4 85-kilometre shared-use multi-day ride that climbs along the open tops of the Lyell Range before descending into the valleys and following the river all the way out to Seddonville. This track can be attempted year-round, but severe weather can be an issue at any time of the year. Snow and ice may be present during winter months, making exposed sections of the track hazardous. Daylight hours will also be much shorter. The average daily summer temperature sits around 8 to 16 degrees, but expect large temperature variations with the seasons and elevation changes. There's about 190 days of rainfall each year, with over 40 of those days experiencing significant or prolonged rainfall. The Old Ghost Road has long alpine sections, so it's possible to experience heavy rain, strong winds, snow, and freezing temperatures, even in the height of summer. There's an excellent suggested gear list on the Old Ghost Road website, but here are a few of the essentials. Prepare for all conditions by taking warm and waterproof clothing. There are pockets of mobile phone reception, but a distress beacon is an essential item. An emergency shelter and survival blanket are also essential to wait out any severe weather, flooding, or an injury that requires a rescue. You'll be on your own out there, so carry a repair kit for your bike. A key part of your preparation is having a well-packed and balanced bike. There are plenty of options for carrying your gear, but in general we recommend only putting lighter items in the front of your bike. This is a perfect spot for your sleeping bag. You can store heavier items in a frame bag or on the back of the bike where it will have less influence on your bike's handling. If you're wearing a backpack, keep it light and focus on items you will use throughout the day. Be sure to leave your intentions with a trusted contact before starting the trail. An easy way to do this is by using the Plan My Walk app, which also helps you plan your trip with track alerts and weather forecasts. Download the app or check out planmywalk.nz. Before the trip starts, it's important to know where you are going to stay on your journey. There are 4 huts on the track that have been built and maintained by the Mokihi Nui Lyell Backcountry Trust. You must book these huts in advance, and they are well supplied with gas cookers, cooking equipment, toilet paper, and summer sleepouts. There are 2 other huts on this track that are managed by DOC. These are not bookable, and it is first come, first served. These are basic huts, so you will need to bring your own cooking equipment if you are to stay here. The Old Ghost Road starts at the site of the historic gold rush town of Lyell in the Upper Buller Gorge. An early start is highly recommended, so you can enjoy the trail and have plenty of time to reach your chosen destination. It is an 18-kilometre long, 765-metre ascent up to Lyell Saddle Hut. This should take around 3 to 4 hours to complete for an average rider. The trail is very well formed and gradually climbs under the cover of bush. This protects you from most weather, but strong wind or heavy snow can drop branches or trees onto the track, creating new obstacles to watch out for. Heavy, sustained rainfall can also flood some of the smaller creeks, making them more challenging to cross. Both trampers and cyclists share this wonderful track, so remember to be courteous, stay in control, signal your approach, and give way when appropriate. There is a steep drop-off on your right-hand side for much of the ride up. The steepest and most exposed parts are fenced in, but exercise care nonetheless to stay safely on track. Eventually, the terrain flattens out and it won't be too much further to Lyell Saddle Hut. Whether you're staying at the hut or continuing on, it's worth stopping here for a break and to refill your water bottles. Next up is a 12-kilometre, 2.5 to 4 hour ride to Ghost Lake Hut. It starts with a consistent 7-kilometre climb that is steeper than what you have already encountered. A few switchbacks take you up above the forest and onto the exposed tops of the Lyell Range. Top Camp Shelter sits at the 25-kilometre marker. It's a small, unheated shelter that provides protection from the elements and is a good spot to take a break and assess the weather conditions, refuel, and put on some extra layers if you need to. Mobile phone reception can often be found along this ridgeline, so get an updated weather forecast and let your trusted contacts know how you are going. A quick ride past the shelter brings you to the highest section on the trail, and this is where the track cuts along the western face of the Lyell Range. The track is narrow, the surface can be difficult to navigate, and there is the constant reminder that you're riding along a mountain with a big drop-off below. Many sections have been fenced in, but take it at your own pace and walk any parts that you are not comfortable with. In winter, this part of the trail is the most likely to experience snow and icy conditions. If you're uncomfortable or it is too difficult to get a good grip and stay in control, either dismount and walk or retreat back to Lyell Saddle Hut. Heaven's Door is near the end of this traverse and marks the start of your descent off the ridgeline. It's a fast descent, and the track is mostly made up of loose rock with some obstacles along the way. Contain your speed, stay in control, and look ahead to have a safe descent down to Ghost Lake Hut. This hut sits at 1,200 metres and will be a welcome sight for those who rode here on their first day. There is patchy mobile phone reception, so it's another opportunity to check the weather forecast and check in with your trusted contact. From here, it's a 13-kilometre 2 to 3 hour ride to Stern Valley Hut. It starts with a big descent, so check your brakes before leaving the hut. The track quickly zigzags down the mountain, and these first 4 kilometres are the most technical section of the whole trail. Tackle the descent at a comfortable speed and walk the more difficult sections. The track flattens out briefly before climbing up to Skyline Ridge. The track becomes more difficult to ride as you progress along the ridgeline until you reach the Skyline Steps, which require you to dismount and walk your bike down the narrow steps. There are a few methods to get your bike down depending on your setup. Take your time and find what works for you. A bypass trail is under construction, so depending on when you tackle the Old Ghost Road, you may or may not need to travel down these steps. The descent continues after the steps with a ride through the forest taking you to Stern Valley Hut. There's another big climb coming up, so this is a good spot to take a break and refill your water bottles, even if you aren't staying here. The track continues down the valley and leads you to the Boneyard. This is a demanding climb, especially in hot, sunny weather. But the track is well formed. Take your time and rehydrate when you need to. The climb will bring you to Solemn Saddle before the flowing descent down the valley towards Goat Creek Hut. There's a creek to cross to access the hut, but if you're not staying here, you can skip this stop and carry on. The creek is unbridged and can flood with heavy rainfall. Only cross if water levels are low and you're comfortable crossing safely. From here, the trail follows the Mokehinui River for an 8-kilometre, 1 to 2 hour ride to Mokehinui Forks Hut. Keep in mind that the 2 dock huts on this track have a limited capacity and aren't as well equipped compared with the other huts. Next up is a further 3-kilometre or 30-minute to 1 hour ride to Specimen Point Hut. There are some great views of the valley from here, but bring some insect repellent to keep the local sandfly population at bay. The final leg of your journey is a 17-kilometre 2 to 4 hour ride out to the Seddonville Trailhead. This track cuts along the hillside above the river, which makes for some great views. The most exposed sections are fenced in, but take care through the narrower parts. Be aware that heavy rainfall could flood the many otherwise small creeks you will need to cross on your way out. Other than that, stick together as a group and enjoy the flowing track as you ride towards the finish. The Old Ghost Road is a magnificent mountain biking trail through true New Zealand wilderness. Plan and prepare for a safe trip by aiming to ride during a fine weather window, but pack for all conditions. Carry a repair kit and have a well-balanced and maintained bike. Take a mobile phone and a distress beacon. Carry an emergency shelter and some extra food to get through an unplanned delay. Know your limits, stay in control, and dismount when you have to. Now pack your gear, climb into your saddle, and experience this stunning trail for yourself.